is this Alabama's SEC championship and maybe national championship to lose?
Absolutely, Mike. I mean, look, here's the deal: is you've got the top two players in the country, arguably. I believe Bryce Young's the best quarterback in terms of going to the league. I think he'll be the first quarterback drafted. I think he'll play earlier than anybody else. Okay, what do you got?
CJ Stroud?
Right now, I think he's better than him.
Okay, I love that. Tell me.
And Felder, come on back that way. After that, come on back.
Look. When it comes to navigating the pocket, delivering every ball on the field with ease, not having to get your body right, being mechanically sound, having confidence, being ready to step in physically to the league, and not just have like high ceiling like potential, but like legitimately get me in the game, and his game's going to translate directly to the NFL. They're all great. Don't get me wrong. We're splitting hairs here. But I believe that Bryce Young is the dude right now that can step in the league and play. I believe he'll be the number one overall pick. And if he's not, I believe Will Anderson will be. And okay. Will Anderson is being, in my opinion, the best pass rusher in the game. You got those two guys coming back. And, Mike, real quick, Nick Saban don't hand out too many damn compliments.
No.
Nick Saban stood his ass up there at SEC Media Days, Mike, and he said, I don't know that I've ever had a guy on each side of the football in terms of leadership, along with the caliber player that they are. I don't know that I've ever had that in Alabama. When Nick Saban says that, I'm not putting him second to anybody. So to answer your question, absolutely the SEC is Saban's and Bama's to lose.
I see. Here's the thing, and I'm going to get G-Dub. I'm going to let you get in there. There is one question that I want both of you. And George, I want to get you, and then Clint, I want to get you on this. So let's start with George. Do you think, and I think Stroud and Young are intrinsically related because they are both quarterbacks of color and they both do not run. They don't run. And do you think that that's a big part of, after RIP Dwayne Haskins, obviously, and hearing about Tua Tagovailoa, do you think that they think about that a lot and that they're worried that they don't be labeled as running quarterbacks, even though we know when they decide to run, they can do it? Let me go G-Dub, and then Clint, you get in right after him.
Woo, that's a heavy kickoff, but let's go at it. Okay, so let's go at the ideology of the black quarterback. I don't think these guys think about that.
Okay.
They've watched Teddy Bridgewater. He never goes past the line of scrimmage. They've seen Geno Smith. For all of us, we watched Byron Leftwich.
Sure.
Big old rifle. He wasn't going down.
But they've also seen what happens to Lamar Jackson.
Well, like win an MVP and start 30 some odd games at Louisville.
Right.
Like you are what you are. And it is good to see some diversity. Not every quarterback of color has a big superhero cape and is leaping over humans. You can play the game like Matt Ryan. You can play the game like Clint Stoerner. You can go out there and run an offense, a well-oiled machine like a Kirk Cousins, and you can do it with your own flair. You can, you are what you are. I don't think, just from knowing these guys, knowing them. I trained Bryce Young,
I know.
7th, 8th grader.
That's why I started with
not
you.
In his thought process. I need to be quick enough to be quick. I need to keep plays alive. I can't get caught back here in the pocket. But he's also not thinking I need to get $150 today on the ground. I need to get first downs in the matter I can get first downs. So I don't think they think about that, but it is interesting you brought that up. To Clint's point, I have 3 crowns coming into this season, 3 preseason crowns. The game's best general from a quarterback standpoint is Bryce Young, most battle tested. Everything Clint said about him is right. That's the game's best general. Under the most pressure, delivers under all that pressure. Those 2 90-plus yard drives against Auburn when they had to have it.
Yeah.
And Auburn, they're sending 5-6 and they're dropping the rest and they're coming from all lanes and all the way down the field. Mechie's out. It's him, Jamison Williams. He's got to figure out, okay, he's their best general. To me, CJ Stroud's your best passer. Great route, great coverage. He's a difference maker. he just doesn't there are some things Bryce does that CJ really doesn't do in terms of navigation. But when you watch the ball play in and play out down the field, to me, Stroud has a step on him. The other third crown to me is out west. Caleb Williams is a monster. My indelible play from last football season came in Lawrence, Kansas. Like, who's going to say that? Oklahoma at Kansas. Oklahoma's found themselves in a barroom brawl in a spot they ain't supposed to be in, on their back in a bar. They should have blew through there and got on their Harley and got out of there, and they got caught. 3rd down and 2. They go for a run play, dive off the right tackle. Back gets busted up in the backfield. Caleb goes back there, takes the ball, and goes and gets the 1st down. That was an impression. Getting the ball in the 2nd quarter against Texas, when they're up there getting mollywopped against Texas, 80-yard touchdown run, 70-yard touchdown throw, 2 more touchdown drives. Like, he's a big home run hitter. That's your biggest monster. So there's a general right now. That's Bryce. Your best passer, that's Stroud right now. And to me, your monster nationally and especially on the West Coast is Caleb. Now, the kid down in Gainesville is going to have something to say about that monster part. But like what Clint
listen, hey, we're going to get to him.
Let's get to him.
Clint, you tell me what you think about that. About how Stroud and Bryce Young have to navigate kind of that space where they don't want the label.
Yeah, Mike. I mean, I completely understand where you're coming from, and I don't want to minimize that label is out there, and I'm aware of it. But as I look at the NFL landscape today, I feel like if you come into the league, black, white, Hispanic, I don't give a damn what it is. If you come into the league and you don't have holes in your game, you're going to be given an opportunity. You're going to be drafted 1st overall. You're going to be given the opportunity. And if you don't have holes in your game, you're going to succeed at an extremely high level.
Yes.
Now, I mean, whether the guys get that opportunity to develop their game, things of that nature, I can't speak to that. But when I talk about C.J. Stroud and Bryce Young, I view both of those guys as dudes that don't have holes in their game. I think Bryce is a better natural passer of the football, like legit, like touch and all the little up in the arm slot and the like effortless accuracy.
I'm calling. Talk about it, because I think that's important. I want you. Listen, you guys are 2 quarterbacks. You guys know about playing quarterback, right? So talk about that arm. Like, that's the thing I love about Bryce Young is the way that he changes his arm slot, the way that he's able to make off-platform throws. I love that about him. So yeah, I want you to get into that, because to me, that's what I love about how he plays.
Mike, I watch Bryce Young play, and I see a guy that makes very difficult things, because I've tried to do it and I couldn't do it. Like, he makes them look simple. And you know who else does that? Pat Mahomes, Josh Allen.
Yep.
I mean, there's a handful of them. Like, I think Aaron Rodgers is the best quarterback I've ever seen play the position, big picture, if we just check every box, in my opinion.
Yes.
But when it comes down to taking your body out of throws and whipping it around the park in underneath 10 yards, like Aaron doesn't. He's not necessarily in the best of the Pat Mahomes world of doing those things.
Right.
He gets his base set in every single throw, and then throws with power, and it's beautiful. So anyway, we can get off in these quarterback weeds, but my point is, as you were talking about, like Lamar, I love Lamar Jackson. He won an MVP, but he's got a hole in his game, man. You know what I mean? Like, whatever he's got to fight, I completely respect it and understand it, but he's got a damn hole in his game, man. I'm talking about when I look at Bryce Young and I look at C.J. Stroud, I think these dudes are going to walk in the league and you're going to have a hell of a time finding a hole in their game. Outside of them being a rookie, you're going to have a hard time finding, well, he's not processing at a high level. Well, he's not throwing the ball over the middle at a high level. Well, he's not reading the pressure and getting the ball out. He's not setting his feet. He can't throw it off platform. They can do it all, man. And with the day to me, find me a quarterback that doesn't have holes in his games, and if he doesn't get an opportunity, I'm going to raise hell with you, baby.
And I think about that a lot, because I went to UNC, so watching Sam Howell. Sam Howell's the best quarterback UNC's ever had, and that's no disrespect to my buddy TJ Yates, but Sam Howell, he had a really tough time between the hashes. And so he had a rough time with that. So you talk about holes in the game. I think about that. When we speak about holes in the game, and listen, we gotta get moving.
Hey, Michael, real quick, I want to give Clint his respect. He said something, probably not even thinking about it. You said black, white, or Hispanic, which I respect, because a lot of times in moments like that, when you're trying to get across a point where you got to traverse race, basically saying it doesn't matter, most people would say black, white, blue, green. Blue, green doesn't exist, and therefore they wash it out. You took the higher step up, and I respect you for that by saying black, white, Hispanic. Keep it within the realm. It's okay to talk about that. Just speak on it. But
Sure.
You did. I respect it. Just so the audience knows, I respect that, man.
All right. Cheers, everyone. Well,
yeah, taking that on like that. Go ahead, Michael. It's your show.
No, it's our show. But what I was going to say was